definitely wasn't paying attention to that. Oops. Who won that?
Short match 2.
Okay. Alright, that's annoying. Are you gonna do the team names this time, or?
I don't know what the command is.
Yeah, I had that right. Awesome. Okay. This is a little rushed, mostly because I was dumb, but whatever. Okay, so anyone who... Get out, Minnie. Anyone who was not here earlier, this is still the group stages of the annual Race World Championships. This match was supposed to be USNZ versus Nice. Nice did not show up, however. So instead, we are going to have a show match between USNZ and pretty much just a group of people that came together for a PUG team. So just so that we could have an actual match taking place. And yeah, that's about it. For USNZ, we have B-Wins, Shitoge Best Grill. Okay, that's Chiller Frost. NY, and Minzy. And then on the PUG team, we have Muck, Matt Susan, Contranaut, and Ultimate 7 Falcon. And the map that ended up being decided through the vetoes, which was strange from a PUG team, but whatever, is Procession. So, a really solid map. Probably, I want to say one of the middle tier maps in the pool. Not super easy, but not super difficult. So, not terrible for a PUG team, but really good for really good strategies if this was actually picked in the tournament. But oh well, things happen.
Depending on how long Minnie's situation takes, you may have time to give like a quick flyby of the map.
Alright, fair enough. So the whole theme of the map is seasons over time, I guessing. Transformation of the seasons or whatever. So we start off in the spawn area in winter, in a snowy area. If you go to the bottom of the chasm, we have resources. Resources of note. In this room, there's enchanting, which is... It works for 1.8, I promise. Underneath these slabs are lapis blocks, so you can actually enchant in 1.8. Iron blocks spread throughout here, and diamond blocks over here with lava inside of them. After we cross the chasm, we move into spring, and with all these nice trees and the green and whatever. Inside here is first wool. It's a PvE wool. It's open a little bit, so you can get shot at in this area, but that's about it for PvP pressure mostly. This is going to be a PvE wool that's going to be dependent on the teams actually running it. Then we get to this volcano up sort of play on summer. It's hot. Volcanoes are hot. Whenever you climb to the top, you go down, and you can either obsidianize the lava or just bridge across it. Obsidianizing it does the same thing as just ruins, and these spawners actually spawn mobs. And the wool is over here at the very end of this. And then after the volcano, we go into fall with the orange colors and the dead grass. And at the very end of the map, we have third wool, a play on the word fall. It's a void wall, but probably the best void wall out there. You have to drop down and then bridge across these platforms, with the wool box being at the very bottom over here. So, quick door procession. Not quite sure how we're going to see strategies play out on this map, especially with one team being just a group of people thrown together. So we'll see how this ends up playing out. Potion supplies over here that I was looking at, mostly just to see what potions are available. So yeah, it looks like we're waiting till 6:10 to see if we can get something sorted out. Alright, whatever, it's 6:10. Is it 6:10? Maybe, I don't know, we'll see.
It's still 3:09 on my clock, and USNZ hasn't slash ready yet. Oh, there they go. We're starting.
So a bit untraditional in the sense of the spawn drop. Not really a drop or a trough. The pistons just attract and you walk onto the map. Let's take a look at a first-person perspective. Okay, whatever. Get rid of that. So, looks like we have someone from the PUG team. Muck is going down in the resources. Decent amount of mobs here that he's going to have to deal with. That might slow him down. Bridges coming across. Looks like neither team's technically made it all the way across yet. Just as I say that, Contronaut makes it across, and Chillerfrost gets across on the USNZ side as well. Both of them neck and neck. We'll see what they end up doing, what supplies they end up going for. Chillerfrost decides to stop in this house real quick to get supplies in general. A bed, bow, arrow, sword, while Contronaut just keeps on going. A single arrow in his inventory, and that's about it. Might be making a quick run on third wool with some of the blocks inside this chest. Might be going for some TNT, might be doing a bunch of things, so we'll see what happens there. Muck ends up going down to a skeleton, zombie, whatever that mobs there are. That is, so it's going to slow him down in resources. Meanwhile, for USNZ, we have 2 players inside of resources. NY and Minzy having a much easier time making it through that first room, able to blow up the building supplies. Not too much in there, but still some useful stuff. Easy pick access, easy blocks, whatever, and Muck just makes it down back to where he died before. Unfortunately, those building supplies are gone, so not gonna be really good for him there. I think he has to go back up just for cobblestone for cobble pick. Yeah, he doesn't have any cobble on it, and that's what's in the builder's box, so that cannon really holding him back and slowing him down. Meanwhile, diagonal cannons coming from USNZ. Dry diagonal cannons. Oh, able to get one of the diamond blocks and all of the iron blocks. Holy crap. So, resources for the PUG team are just about gone. The only access to iron they have right now is right here underneath spawn, and they're gonna have to go there if they want to get diamonds for later in the map. Muck able to take out NY, however, so still keeping them at bay in resources.
Something they will need to watch out for, though, is Ben is already 5 platforms deep into third wall without any pressure.
Yeah, really difficult shot to get if you're not actually in the wool or dug down to the bottom of the map. So getting this rush off really quickly is gonna be really good for them. Meanwhile, remaining two players from USNZ are after the volcano. Right now, just PvPing, trying to slow down. Who's this? Ultimate 7 Falcon, who's on top of the tree with the TNT supplies. He's grabbed them already. Hasn't made anything out of it. Haven't gotten rid of their TNT supplies or anything yet, so we'll see what he ends up doing there. Meanwhile, PUG team just going for a complete blitz of the map. Matsu's already on the second level of second wall, getting shot at by both BWens and NY, so we'll see if his progress gets slowed down enough for it to be significant, but they're doing a decent job making him block off a ton. It looks like he has a bunch of dirt. Just stacks and stacks of dirt. Grabbed the efficiency shovel at the start of the map, which also means the PUG team has a nice little tunnel that's filled with mobs, so you'll take what you can get. Meanwhile, back in resources, USNZ's down to only one player in there. While
Muck actually came back down looking for resources.
He found a creeper instead. Mini able to make it to the enchanting. His inventory's full though, so he still has to pick up the actual enchanting table. And yeah, there he is. He's getting the lapis underneath, so he can actually enchant. Ooh, someone from USNZ just fell out of the world. Alright, so Matt Susan's making some progress on second. He's made it to the first of the big chasms. Despite how big this is, you don't actually have to go across. The only benefit you get from going to this other side are copious amounts of TNT. All you really have to do to complete the wall is drop down and keep going this way. So, a little misleading from someone looking at the map for the first time.
Ben is very nearly to the third row box.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it here completely uncontested. Only having to deal with some mobs, and that's the first wall touch pretty early on in the game too. Opting not to pass around. We'll see how that works out for him. It looks like he cleared out the platforms on his way down, so he shouldn't have to deal with too many mobs, and as long as he places some safeties, put a single one inside the jukebox chest. So we'll see if USNZ is able to get a lucky shot and knock him out with most of orange wool, or if he's just going to make it out uncontested.
I'm not seeing anyone actually watching this end of the map at all.
Yeah, it looks like most, if not all of USNZ's at the... Actually, most of USNZ is at the volcano. I'm just trying to shoot and apply some pressure. Ultimate 7 Falcon is here for the PUG team, trying to apply counter PvP pressure to make sure Matt Susan is able to run this wall. And he's made it past that first section, that first massive cave. Now all he has to do is make it all the way across and up to the wool box, although it is guarded by some blazes, so we'll see how he deals with those. He's just about cleared out this intro area, this opening area with all the creepers, so just about time for him to cross the lava. And it doesn't look like anyone from USNZ is in a decent position to actually try and stop him. So he very well just might make it all the way across without any PvP pressure at all.
And third wool is all the way out. He just needs a few more dirt blocks to be able to pillar out.
Did he run out of dirt?
He ran out of blocks, but he's able to reach the dirt to build with.
Alright.
Would have been a prime time for the other team to actually stop him, but nobody's watching.
He's somewhat protected by the bedrock though, so I don't think they'd be able to get the shot to knock him out of the world. And even if they do, there's still a decent amount of orange wool pretty close to the surface. Either way, Contranaut's able to make it completely out of the wool. Only 2 wools on him, only 2 orange wool. So You're gonna have to be careful with that. It doesn't seem like USNZ really has the TNT supplies to do anything about that, even if he does place the safeties. Meanwhile, Matt Susan making a complete safety bridge. B1's
He has almost 3 stacks of dirt on him.
Yeah, B1's digging down to try and stop him, apply some PvP pressure, but... Oh, hello. Oh, what? That's hilarious. While B1's is digging out his cubby shooter hole lockbox thing, a creeper spawned from inside of the orange wool into his area. That was pretty funny. Chill Frost getting taken out by Contranaut, so that'll just solidify the Pugs team's hold on third wall. USNZ just doesn't really have anyone at the second half of the map. It seems like most of their efforts have been just to try and stop the Pug team from running second wall, which
they're gonna get regardless right here.
Yeah, they're just about to get. They don't have the TNT to try and cannon Metsuzen out from under him, and the blazes aren't gonna be too much of an issue. So that's the second wall for the Pug team. While USNZ hasn't really made any progress on any wall yet.
Minnie is handing out enchanted armor on the top of the lane near the house.
Yeah, they're going to be well geared, but I don't know how useful that's going to be at this time of the game. The gear's not really going to help him.
We're going to have to try to lock down first wall.
And they're going to have to try and lock down first wall, trying to lock down the monument, which either one not really going to... It's going to be really difficult, especially without TNT supplies. I think they... Mini has the small amount of TNT from the resource area, but other than that, I'm not entirely sure they have any TNT at all.
Matt Susan actually just went and picked up the big TNT chest in second.
They have 15 TNT, not nearly enough to sustain a lockdown.
Yeah, looks like he's targeting USNZ's second TNT chest.
Yep, he's getting shot at though. The gold armor's still pretty good, decent with the protection and protection too. But I don't think whoever that is at top of the mountain. I don't think anyone is going to be able to shoot him enough for it to actually matter too much. It's enough for him to back off, which is one thing, but I think it's just a matter of time before USNZ loses all of their TNT supplies. Metsuzen misplaced the ice block the first time he built his cannon. I placed it in the...
He missed. The TNT went off too far back.
I placed it in the very back slot, which would have been completely negated.
There we go.
Yeah.
And that's all the entities gone.
Yeah, so pretty much no TNT supplies for USNZ. They still have the small amount at the top of the orange tree, fall tree, whatever this is. But that's only 32 TNT. Not going to be nearly enough for any sort of sustainable lockdown.
Actually already built up to the victory monument.
Yep, as soon as I say that.
How many easy routes there are to the VM? It's not going to matter much.
I'm actually curious if USNZ the Pug team picked up the Ender Pearl from the Wool room. They did. So somewhere the Pug team has an Ender Pearl lying around that they can pearl from the top of the mountain and just get on top of the victory monument whenever the time comes. However, they still need to get first roll, which I'm having a little bit of problem with, being taken out by a creeper. With their lack of armor, first roll could be an issue potentially.
There's quite a few people that can run it with just the provided gold armor, but having another team pressuring you at the same time can make it quite a bit more difficult.
Yeah, the bright side about the Pug team situation is the only real PvP pressure you can apply is in this small area, so you can slow them down there pretty easily. It's just once it gets down to this final room, there's not really much USNZ can do. And
the PUG team has already staircased to the monument as well.
Oh, alright. NY got disconnected. I don't know what that's about. He disconnected from Mumble too, so that could be a bit of an issue. Especially with USNZ bringing a second player down into first wall.
Well, it looks like Minnie's going to be running it while Buggy is attempting to stall the PUG team's first runner.
Yeah, they're both going to be in pretty much the same armor, the same gold that's provided on the map. The only difference being Buggy's going to have himself a power bow. So
Buggy's not going to have to deal with the mobs at the same time.
Yep. So just that small encounter, a single creeper explosion, not even that close up, and a single power bow shot, and Contranaut's at 3 hearts already.
I'm gonna check.
The PUG team
it
is...
doesn't look like USNZ hasn't entered second yet.
PUG team is bringing Muck along to try and hopefully provide some relief to Contranaut, who gets taken out by B-Wens. This should be a little bit...
USNZ hasn't made any progress on third yet either, so the only progress they've made on any wall is what they've done to first.
So this should turn into a bit of a fair fight now. Muck coming down also with the provided gold armor, but this time he has a power bow. So this might not be nearly as effective of a lockdown as USNZ is hoping that it is. Meanwhile, Minzy just blitzing through this already at the final room, having a few spider and creeper troubles, but for the most part, it looks like he's doing a really good job of clearing this out.
Currently, where Buggy is standing, he's running the spawners that Minnie's trying to avoid by being in this tunnel.
Yeah, a little unfortunate on his part. Muck down here, he has a decent amount of dirt, so he might just be trying to block off this entire area so they can't get shot while trying to run this. The one thing that's... While PvE lockdowns can be incredibly effective, it's only a matter of time before a team gets enough blocks to block off their way, and if you don't have TNT, it's just not going to be all that effective as it could be by having TNT and slowing down their progress. Or creepers. Creepers help. Yeah, the dual run coming from the PUG team. It's doing something. They've made a little bit of progress. Muck gets taken out though, so there goes the PvP pressure and the, I guess, PvP advantage, sort of, in a way, that the PUG team had. Meanwhile, Minnie is... He's backed off, stopped trying to run the wall, trying to regen, and shooting at the same time.
A lot of torches in the final room.
Yeah, so for the most part, these mobs should stop spawning, as I say, or as another cave spider baby zombie spawns. But he's clearing out these mobs fairly quickly. Pretty much all. He just has to take it out and break the spawner, and that should be good. This one over here is the only one that's really an issue. The spiders are incredibly easy to kill. The silverfish are incredibly easy to kill and don't do much damage. And just as I say that, Minnie is able to take that spawner out. And for the most part, this first wall is completed for USNZ. An invisible spider attacking Minnie, though. Meanwhile, on the PUG team side, they've blocked off a good chunk of the wall. B1s isn't able to get too many good shots on them. And meanwhile, they're just able to clear out this massive room. And are just about to enter the part where USNZ can't really do anything about them. However, while all this has been happening, the amount of time it's taken the PUG team to just complete this room, the bottom room has so many mobs spawn that this might take a little longer than the PUG team was hoping.
Their armor also isn't in the greatest of shape.
Yeah, Muck's armor is fine, and Conchonaut's armor is just about dead. So once that goes, it's going to be a little more difficult. The power up from Buggy's going to start two-shotting them, and it's just going to be overall not at the greatest of times. Meanwhile, Matsu's having fun just taking out Chiller Frost, and NY's still having some connection problems. I think he's back now, though. And meanwhile, he is at third wall. We might see a run on this sometime soon.
He just came out of first. I'm expecting to see him probably run second now, since he has the armor, not wanting to risk that in third.
Yeah, but either way, there's no one at third for the PUG team, which, I don't know. The way I've seen it, just being able to lock down third for a little while, without much armor, without many good bows, just being able to hold that and give the rest of your team enough time to finish completing the world that they need is just as good, if not as good of a lockdown as just plain old locking down the walls.
They were dangerously close to a cannon kill.
Yeah, Matsuzen just pestering
He's
this area.
tunneled away from it now, but the TNT had gone off right above his head when he had only a heart left.
Yeah, Matsuzen doing a really good job just pestering USNZ before this mountain. Just preventing them from going over, getting to the other two walls. Ultimate 7 Falcon has come back to third wall in the middle of a duel with NY. And if NY is able to take out Ultimate 7 Falcon, we might see a run of third wall pretty soon. But
Ben just did a torch run of the room before the wool room on first, and he made it to the wool room and actually survived with a cry box.
Oh, holy. He's at no health, though. He has a little bit of food, so he'll be able to survive and regen. But, that's the third wall touched for the PUG team. It's just a matter of actually getting out of here. Seeing as they didn't clear anything.
And Muck has finished the torching, so they shouldn't be experiencing too many more spawns.
Yeah, it does, the baby zombie spawner might be able to spawn something. But for the most part, spawns should be at an extreme minimum.
They just progress on second or third for USNZ.
Conchonaut's regen to half health, and is gonna try and make a run out. Somehow avoids this cave spider. Oh, nope, he got him this time. And now he's getting bested by a ton of silverfish. This might be the end to Conchonaut's armor. Yeah, there go his pants. He has some iron boots that he got from one of the zombies. And able to take out the rest of the silverfish. Staying at half heart, though, with his chest plate almost broken. So, Monk really needs to come in and try and clear out these mobs for him. I think Conchonaut's really low on food. Yeah, he just ate his last piece of steak, so he's only going to be able to regen so much. But either way, I feel like it's just a matter of time before the PUG team gets out of this. Like, not too many mobs.
He has finally started second wall.
Conchonaut gets poisoned, but it doesn't matter. He's able to make it out of the final room. And no one from USNZ is here to try and delay any of his progress.
Well, it looked like Matsuzen actually went into first wall and killed Buggy, who was trying to delay them in that wall.
Alright, well, either way, Conchonaut has made it out and is just about completely safe with the third wall of the PUG team. Bit of a strange dry cannon coming from Matsuzen, I think. Yeah, I don't think it did anything, but... Alright, I know NY was over here trying to do something at third. Just got taken out by Mockboat, so I think he abandoned his post. But either way, Mini's making his run on second wall right now. He's going through it fairly quickly. Not too much PvP pressure from the Pug team, but either way, they don't really need to worry too much about stopping them. All they have to do is just get over this bridge, and then that should be the game. They should still have the Ender Pearl somewhere, but at the same time, both BUNs and Chiller Frost are on top of the Victory Monument trying to delay progress.
See, they're shooting a lot, but between the two of them, they only have about 2.5 stacks of arrows.
NY is over here on top of the mountain as well. He doesn't have a power bow like the rest of his team, and he doesn't have a decent... he has about the same amount of armor. And he only has a stack of arrows as well, so we'll see how long they're able to hold this for. And if someone can even get over to third to run it in time. Because I feel like they're doing the exact same strat that they tried for Tunnel Vision. Just have one person run the entire map, and everyone else focus on locking down the Victory Monument. It worked for them there, but I don't know, it might be a little too late this time.
Especially with no TNT, it's going to be really rough.
And keep in mind, the Pug team only has 2 pieces of orange wool. So if they're able to get a lucky shot, luckily land inside a cannon, luckily knock someone out, that could be pretty bad for the Pug team, having to go all the way back into third wool just to get some more orange wool. Contronaut with only 1 piece on him. The staircase up is just about completely safe. And he has the Ender Pearl. Yeah, he has an Ender Pearl on him and some snowballs to get the right angle so that he's able to make it.
Here he goes.
And he misses.
He missed.
So that's pretty bad for the Pug team. That Ender Pearl was their shot at just making it completely unscathed without too much pressure. And missing that is a really big blow for the Pug team. Meanwhile, in second wool, it looks like Mini has
the wool. He's on his way out. They just need third.
Yep. We have Ultimate 7 Falcon at third wool for the Pug team. Not quite sure what he's doing over there. Yeah, really not sure what he's doing. He went over there, did some stuff, and then is coming back. So there's going to be no one locking down third wool, which is the only wool USNZ needs. Mini tossing yellow wool. Okay. Looks like he ran out of blocks for the most part to try and get out. Yeah, he has some blocks, but conserving some, using some carpets, using some water.
There's currently less than 1 stack of arrows left on the VM for USNZ.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
With only 45 arrows on NY as well.
And Metsuzen going for a Radar Cannon to try and take them off the Victory Monument. They might just very well be successful at doing this. More charge this time, and able to spleef off Chiller Frost, knocking him off the Victory Monument. There goes the armor that was on the Victory Monument, and NY only has 15 torches. Made the run, but does he have the wool for it? He doesn't have anything.
Didn't bring the wool with him.
And Metsuzen with another shot at the cannon, taking out BUNs this time. So for the most part,
it's finishing the safe bridge.
Yeah, for the most part, it's just about a straight shot for the Pug team.
They still haven't actually brought the wool over. They're waiting until it's completely safe to not risk the orange wool, which Falcon is bringing up now.
And now Metsuzen continuing to pester this Victory Monument for USNZ, taking out the ladder that they had. Contra Knight gets taken out, although I don't think it's really going to do anything. Looks like Falcon is up with Orange Wool. They just don't have the Lime Wool. Either way.
Mini is currently trying to get Wood to run third.
Yeah, he made it out of second wool, but I don't think they're going to be able to get this in time.
Yeah, there's probably 10 stacks of arrows here in the boxes on the ground at third, let alone the copious amounts in the tree that they never went and got. Could have helped them hold that longer.
Yeah. Either way, getting spleefed off the Victory Monument by Matt Susan,
does not help at all.
It doesn't help at all. They got rid of their height advantage. Now they're just trying to shoot up and are completely blocked off by the safe bridge. Not able to get... Oh, please. Please. Alright, whatever. Gah. So triggered right now. Jesus. So that's the show match. A really good showing from both teams, despite the PUG team being just a group of people who play and not really on the same team or anything. And USNZ going for a resource strat on Procession, not too uncommon, but at the same time got pretty countered by the two quick rushes of third and second wall.
The router cannon at the end really sealed their fate.
Yeah, and not having any TNT with Matsuzen getting rid of the supply inside of second wall, and just not really using the rest of the TNT around the map, kind of hindered them in their quest to try and lock down anything. So, any plans?
There is an official match in a little over an hour between 404 and Kraft's gang. It should be a pretty good match. Both teams seem fairly excited for the event.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think a decent amount of people in Kraft's gang were on Pure Blocks, at least in previous tournaments or for this current tournament. Pure Blocks actually winning the most recent OCN tournament straight out of capture, so really good players on their team, placing consistently well in the most recent tournaments, so good overall players on Kraft's gang if I don't have the roster completely confused. And 4-4 reunion. Yep. Okay.
Unmuted and unmuted.
Okay, there we go. And then 4-4, an experienced team, been around since, God, RMCT 2? RMCT 3 at least. They've been around for a long time, experience on their side. So we'll see how that match ends up faring. So we have Mini for USNZ. Are we getting anyone from the PUG team, or are we not going to bother with those scratch?
Who do you want from that team?
I don't care.
Not Muck.
Bring in Muck.
Perfect, we're bringing Matt.
Okay, or Matt.
Good game.
So we have Matt Susan
hi.
from the PUG team and Mini from USNZ.
Hi.
So,
You have questions for me, Zizi?
when are you going to play some Overwatch?
I believe Buggy's eating food, and then we'll be playing
Anyway, really good showing from both teams. Obviously a PUG team just being a PUG team. Doing a really good job just coming together and getting those two quick rushes on second and third wall. And USNZ... Go ahead.
I'm gonna put this down to B wins a stupid strat. You know, he told me, he was like, nah, we need to secure resources, so you need NY down there covering you. And I said, B wins, I actually said, Buggy, I don't need NY. I can do it by myself. And he said, no, you're having NY. And then they rushed the walls. Look what happened. Didn't have enough people. Disaster.
The resource denial could have worked in the end, if people have been watching third instead of second.
I agree.
Yeah, the resource now really working out. The cannon that you guys had, the Tri-Cannon, working out really well, getting rid of the iron. Only one of the diamond blocks, which is unfortunate, but getting rid of all the iron kind of solidified the Pug team not bothering going for resources.
I'd like to shout this out too, even though I'd like to shout out to Kenny, because even though Paul deleted all his YouTube videos, there still happens to be his perspective on Pornhub.com.
Please.
And that's where I took the cannon from.
Oh lord. Sweetie, why were you on Pornhub? I was watching competitive Minecraft, please.
World record. Orgies.
Oh Jesus.
Anyway, nonetheless. See, I mean, like, to be fair, I think I was like maybe 4 minutes away from like having all the walls.
Yeah, really close match.
Finally into the match. Like, it did come a lot closer than I expected after those 2 rushes off. So pity that Muck and Ben actually blocked themselves off running first. We were kind of hoping to just pain loop, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah, the thing that generally makes PvE lockdowns really useful are either being able to spawn a ton of mobs that the players just can't get through in time, or being able to cannon out any progress that they make. And you guys were really kind of lacking in the TNT department. Matt Susan eventually taking out all of the TNT inside second wall with the copious amounts there. And with the way the TNT is laid out in the map, that's pretty much the TNT supplies. Like, there's a small amount in resources, there's a small amount in on top of the tree, but not really enough to sustain that steady of a lockdown. And I think that's kind of where you guys fell kind of short.
Totally agree. Yeah, we were looking for TNT, but unfortunately all we had was a bow. I did actually, I had a power 2 bow, got one in second wall right there, and then I was like, hey, maybe we can PvP him up, but did not. The people died as soon as I came out of second. In fact, I was pillaring out of second, I used all my yellow wool. I had to freaking try grab one while Falcon was shooting at me. That wasn't fun at all. So we had one second wool out.
For the Pug team though, you guys didn't prepare at all for any of this. You just kind of used a Pug strat for a map that's been played a ton in Pugs, and it seemed to work out for you guys.
Yeah.
To be fair, our strat didn't go anywhere past me doing that resource run. So that's about it. And then it was just shoot people, I think, was the strat. So
That's easy compared to your strat here on Procession to when you did Tunnel Vision, where you had 3 people shooting and 1 person running walls.
3 people locking down the Victory Monument, and 1 person running the rest of the map.
It's pretty mad actually set up those cannons in the end. As soon as they had 2 walls, we're like, alright, Victory Monument lockdown time. Or the 3 of them were just going to delay the Victory Monument run while I did it, which did end up happening, but unfortunately we didn't actually get up there, which would have made it way easier.
I don't have anything else. Best match we've seen so far.
At this point, the looks of your group is that the only match that you will actually be playing will be against BPF. You guys think you're gonna beat BPF, or
I'm in
be a rough
Japan,
game?
so probably not. I'm in Japan, so considering I'm gonna have NY and Yazda playing, I'm gonna go with no.
I mean,
I imagine top 2 qualify.
BPF just beat the reigning RMCT5 champions, Rush. So they're obviously #1 team in NA right now.
Yeah, I think we could have beat them, but with me gone, I'm gonna go no. Just simply because I think that means Buggy's gonna have to run rules, and we'll lose the shooteroos, so that's a pity. Anyway, I gotta go hang out washing. Good game, man, Susan. Love the plays. I'll be back to play Overwatch.
Did Minnie just turn into Swervin for a couple seconds?
Yes, I think he did. Alright, so anyway, that was that. That just happened. Nothing really more to say after that. The match at 8 p.m. in around an hour should be a little better, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see when the time comes.
Are pretty equal.
Yeah. No saying as to how paired they are, but they seem somewhat equal in skill. So, yeah, that's about it for here. Probably the closest game of the tournament so far, which is kind of sad, but whatever.
Only game of the tournament so far.
Shh, my map was played. That counted.
Yeah, that's right. I guess that technically counted.
That counted, and it makes me feel good inside. So, yeah, that's about it. Stay tuned for an hour for the final match of round 1 of the group stages, and I guess we will see y'all then.